I'm telling you this story. And look right here. Look, this is what I'm gonna be running into. Right in the boot. That's what I was afraid of. It didn't poke me all the way, like penetrating the skin, but I felt it. Well, good morning. It's another fine morning here in Oklahoma. And a week ago we had an Arctic blast. And now today we've got tornado warnings coming out. The joys of living in Oklahoma. You go from one extreme to the next. It's just like a roller coaster around here. You never know about the weather. So this is the last day of our Christmas holiday or siesta or break or however you want to call it. It's kind of bittersweet, but it's kind of nice to get back into the groove of things. Kind of schedule wise and stuff. Kids are going back to school tomorrow. I'm going back to work tomorrow. It was very very productive, nice break. So just it's kind of nice to get back in the swing of things. But so I've been doing quite a bit of video while I was off. So hopefully I can keep up the pace, but you never know because it's going to get busy. All right, so I've got to find some stuff to do. It's not going to be very hard to find something to do around here, but I just got to pick the direction I want to go and try not to veer off of it. But I will probably veer off of it because I get distracted pretty easily. All right, so come along with me today on the chores and whatever I can get myself into. Okay, so what I'm doing right here, I'm just kind of picking some stuff up from cutting up this tree the other day. And I started off cutting down the black locust trees. Well, this whole circle around the circle is just full of those thorns with it. And them thorns are nasty. Kind of like, here's one just laying right here on the ground. That thing go in your foot, no bueno. I think I just heard thunder. Maybe not. Yep, hopefully we don't get real bad weather. But you never know here in Oklahoma. And hopefully I get all these thorns picked up. I mean, I burnt, this is a kind of a high traffic area, but that tree was right here. So I didn't want to drag the thorns far where it kind of spread out if they broke off. So I kind of wanted to burn right here by it. But this is kind of a high traffic area and I want to make sure I get all these thorns picked up because some people say it's got some kind of poison. I always say poison, you know, if you ever watched this Ernest movie, whenever he's playing the part of the snake wrangler, the poisonous. So that's not good. I relate way too much stuff to movies. They don't make movies like they used to anymore. It's just, I try to go to the movie theater and kind of watch them. I can't get into these new movies. I gotta go back and watch classics. Like Ernest, you know. Oh man. Well, I digress. All right. Okay, I'm gonna kind of give you all a little bit of history of this area right here. Now this area, this house, you know, and barn and stuff, not the chickens, not the roosters, but it's been in our family for several years. And my mom, she grew up in the house that we live in. It was my grandmother's place. And down here, that's not the actual barn, but that's where the barn was. That was the milk barn. And I grew up. I started probably, I was 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. I would get up every morning and I would walk down through here and I would bring the milk cows down through here into the milk barn. I say every morning, it seemed like it was every morning. It's hard to tell whenever you're a kid looking back, but it was several mornings that way. And then I would go into the house And I wouldn't stay out there while they milked the cows. So I would go in there and I'd take me a little nap in my grandma's house. And then whenever I'd wake up from it or get done whatever, eating breakfast, they would be done milking the cows. So then I would go out and go into the milk lot, and I would scrape the milk lot, the manure and stuff, and clean it out. So a lot of my childhood I spent in this area right here. Well, growing up, my grandma, she told me a story about my uncle Johnny. He's the one that ran the milk barn. He's my mom's oldest brother. There was 4 of them. There was Gail, Johnny, Diana, and Kenneth. And Johnny, whenever he was a little boy, he worked real hard one day, loading hay or something. I can't actually remember what the story was on how he earned the money, but he got a quarter. And I'm telling you this story, and look right here. Look, this is what I'm gonna be running into. Right in the boot. That's what I was afraid of. It didn't poke me all the way, like penetrating the skin, but I felt it. That was a close call. You almost saw me scream and cry on camera. I wouldn't want y'all to see that. But let me get back to my story. He got this quarter for doing this work. You know, and back in those days, you know, a quarter was quite a bit of money. Well, the milk barn actually used to be up there. And between going from the house to the milk barn, he lost this quarter. Couldn't find it. And they searched and searched for it, and never found it. Well, growing up, I was probably 13 or 14 years old. My grandma said, you know, Derek, I got this metal detector. It would be really cool if you could go out here and find that quarter. Well, I went out here, and this is kind of the area that she thought it would be in, right through here. And you know, with milk cows and stuff, they're always, you know, coming through. I remember there used to be like a little, it would look like washboard of these mounds where the cows, they would constantly walk through here, and they would have their little trail that they'd come through every morning. So I looked for this thing and I wasn't very good with metal detector, and I never found this quarter. Well, years passed, and Grandma, she passed away, and she left quite a legacy with us kids. And this always was in the back of my mind, you know, she wanted to find this quarter. Well, I worked at this where I work at now, and there was this guy named Joe Poplin, and he was like a guru metal detector. This is what he did for his fun. This was his hobby. He went around the world metal detecting, found amazing things. So I talked to Joe one day. I said, hey Joe, I've got this story, because most of the time whenever he's looking for something, he doesn't have a story behind it. But I had this story about this quarter, and he was super excited about this quarter. He was like, all right. He loves it whenever there's a story behind it. So I brought Joe out here, and he has this high-tech, you know, metal detectors, and he sets up these flags and stuff where he can kind of go through. And he came through here, you know, looking for it, and we were kind of trying to figure out, you know, if Uncle Johnny was at the age of 5. I think he was born like in probably like 50. So we were looking between like, say, 50, 55 and older in a coin. Well, he got down here and he found some pennies, and he found some quarters and stuff down here by the the corral here. And you know, when you're working cattle, you're constantly putting stuff, whatever, in your pockets. And I'm sure those quarters and stuff fell out of people's pockets working cattle here. And actually, I think I'm being summoned in a second. Oh man, I gotta go get Olivia. She gonna be mad. Katie says, "Are you getting Olivia?" And I want to say, leaving now. Well, I'm supposed to pick Olivia up at 10:17, and it is 10. I'm supposed to pick Olivia up at 10:15. It is 10:17, so I'm a little bit late. So I'm gonna have to finish my story. I got talking. I got distracted. You guys were supposed to keep me from getting distracted. All right, so I'm gonna have to finish this story whenever I get back. It's a great story. You guys are gonna love it. Okay, well, I made it back for picking Olivia up for practice. Her practice ran late, so she didn't know any different that I was late. But anyways, let me get back to my story. I'm trying to think where I was at. So we found a few coins right here, but the date just didn't match up. It was like in the 60s and 70s that those coins were dated. So that wouldn't work. Sorry about the wind. That would not work for what we were looking for. So he kind of changed up his course a little bit. You know, and this whole time I didn't tell my uncle that we were looking for this coin, you know, because I mean, we wanted it to be a surprise. So he checked all this out, and he can cover ground really quick. I mean, he had it set up, you know, the right kind of shovels, the right way to like sift through the dirt and to find. He had a method to what he was doing. So he changed courses. He kind of went more straight to the house into this milk barn. Hello, Ollivander. I'm telling a story, but I'm about to get hung up here. And I was out messing around, and he called me and said, "Hey, Derek, I need you to come look at something." So, all right. So he was over in this area, and it really wasn't the area that my grandma was telling me about. So I didn't think a whole lot about it. But anyways, he dug this spot up. This spot was, I guess there's a way that you can tell what kind of metals you're messing with. And so he's looking for silver. Well, the metal that he was it went off on was an iron. So he dug it up, you know, and he found a car part, and it was like a tie rod end or something like that, and it was right in this area, right here in this area. I think, yeah, probably right here, and it was a tie rod end. And then he went and he checked it, and then it dinged for silver. So he dug down in there, and then he found a coin, and it was a $50. It was a Walking Liberty $50, 1928, I believe it was. Well, he went and he checked again, and he still heard some silver. So he dug up, and there was another $50. So we thought that was pretty cool, but it wasn't. The coins was in the time frame, but it was not the quarter that we were looking for. And but he said it's very odd to find like silver $50 like that, because especially back then, because it was a pretty quite a bit of money, you know, for that. People if they lost it, they would be looking for it, you know. But he's found $50, but he's never found two of them like that. So we kind of abandoned the search for the day, and he called me back and he said, Derek, just call your uncle and ask him about the story. So I called Johnny up and I said, Uncle Johnny, did whenever you were a kid, did you happen to lose any kind of money that was like real important to you? And he said, yeah, I lost $2.50. And I said, Johnny, what would you think if I have your $2.50? He said, there ain't no way. And sure enough, that was his $2.50. And it was 11 inches down in the ground. That's how deep it was. And I can't remember exactly what Joe said, but I think it's like every 7 years or something like that. Dirt, you know, y'all might be able to look it up, but I think it's like it adds an inch to it. Yeah. So, I mean, we calculated it up, I guess, and it said it's pretty close. It was right, you know, how deep it should have been. Ollie, you just loving on me, ain't you, buddy? Yeah. Yeah. The goats and Ollie, they like my story too, don't you, buddy? Yeah. So anyways, Joe, he went and he kind of cleaned up the coins, right, and made like a little display for him. And we brought Johnny back out, and it was a real cold day. It wasn't nothing like this. It was kind of rainy. And Joe, he presented those coins to Johnny in this exact same spot. And the story was, Johnny was playing with his cousin, and I think it was his cousin, and there was an old car right there. And they were messing around. It was before he had to go milk cows or work in a dairy barn or something. And he lost his coins while he was playing with the car. Hint, you know, you think about the car part, you know, being there on top of it. And it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna send you guys some pictures of that. This is prior to where I did a lot of video, and so we just did a photography session with my mom. Hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll put it on right now. And hey, thanks again, Joe. Joe's actually, he retired and he's out in California, and he loves going to beaches and finding stuff out in the beaches. He's found some pretty amazing stuff, and maybe I'll share some of that with you also. He's very talented in his detective work. So appreciate it again, Joe. But hope you guys enjoy. My son gets to meet the pigs.
What is that? What is it? Same. I don't think it's caught my What is it? I'm scared.
Hey guys. Hey. Hey. How are you? Yeah. How's it going? Marm. I call him Marv. Marm and Peaches.
I do. Which one's Marv?
Oh, it feels good right there, don't it?
Peaches is a small one.
Think so? Oh, it feels so good.
There's the dry goat.
Hagrid.
We'll see.
Oh, Hagrid.
Don't bother her.
What are y'all doing today? Huh? Y'all just laying around enjoying the sunshine? Huh? Huh? Just lean with it. Yeah. How's that water? Pretty good water? Hmm? Show me how the thing works. Show me how it works. Okay. Pretty good water, isn't it? Are you waiting your turn? Yeah. Yep. Well, thanks for the demonstration. You did good.
Is that how you break?
Well, hopefully you enjoyed the change up with a little story time with Derek. It was a pretty neat experience. I really wish I had it on video so I could share it with you guys. Well, we're getting ready to go to Phil's basketball game. He's got a tournament in Chodo, so getting ready to start with that. Back to the grind with school sports. So the break is over. Well, guys, I really appreciate that you are here. Appreciate your kind comments, and thanks for watching again here on Stoked Living. Please hit that old like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, so you'll get the alerts whenever I get a new video out. So hopefully I keep these things coming to you, and we will see you on the next one. God bless. See ya.